Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, 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 peace. Peace. The ego. Hey, first off, yo, we made it, man. This is fruition. The ego. Gotta be mindful of the ego. Every human has an ego, the ego mind. You gotta be mindful of it, though. The ego is scared. The ego is scared. Put it like this. The ego could be used for good. The ego could be used for good. But if you're not mindful of it, it could be bad. Point in case. It's the polarity, the law of polarities, right? In the what was that? The Kabbalion, right? In the Kabbalion, it's the law of the polarities. So you got hot and cold. You got hot and cold. Hot and cold is the temperature. It's the same. It'd be the same thing. It just changes in degrees. The ego mind falls into your higher and your lower selves, right? We have a higher self, a higher vibration. You have the God, love, and then you have the lower self, the lower vibration. And that's your feelings, like your feelings, right? It's in the physical realm, in the physical plane. When, first off, the mind doesn't belong to the body, okay? The body belongs to the mind. It sounds like, it might sound away. Think about that though, be mindful of that. Your mind doesn't belong to your body. The body belongs to the mind. The point is, when you speaking of personal experiences, right? When you moving, just living in the ego, just the ego mind, the lower plane, the physical world, right? If you make decisions, your body doesn't make the best decisions, right? Your body doesn't make the best decision. That's why you see things that appear, right? That appear to be like chaotic. We're looking at it through the lens of we're looking at it through a third dimensional in the physical, right? In this 3D world, right? The real game is being played in the mind. Because you got people living in the same households, living, galaxies away in their own world, right? Because that's how powerful the mind is. Now, the reason why I say the ego is scared, right? Mind you, the ego could be served as a good purpose. I give you 2 examples. The reason why the ego is scared is because that's the version that you made, that you present to the world, right? You present that version to the world, and you're using your mind is trying to keep up with that body, okay? You're not reflecting you're reflecting backwards. So you could dress it up any way you want, right? You could dress that up any way you want. But what happens is, that's when you get disconnected. You're not in connection with the connect, for real. You're trying to keep up with that body. The game is having that body. Brother Soul said he calls it an avatar. Perfect analogy, right? Like your avatar. You tell you tell that body. Your mind tells your body what it needs to be doing when you connect it to when you in connect, right? You wanna your controller for the gamers out there. You know, this is a non-playable character, right? Shout out Bird. Your controller is your mind. You telling the body what to do. And that's from the high. That's from the high. That's your higher self. That's from your higher vibration. You tell the body what to do. So when you looking at things, you need to look at things with your mind, not your lower self. The lower self being your feelings, being your with the ego. Okay? The ego could be good or bad. Mind you, like hot and cold. They're the same temperature is the same. It just moves and it changes with the degrees. So the ego could be used for good, but it could be used for bad as well. It can go against you. Like I said, mine's went against me a lot of times. I'm learning, you know, you learn every day, you know, but you cannot let your body control your mind. Your mind controls your body, and your mind doesn't have feelings. That's the point. That's the point of the day. The mind doesn't have feelings. Okay? The mind doesn't have feelings. So if you think about that, just like a bird, you look at birds, right? The birds don't have no choice. They don't have no choices. They just do what they supposed to do. They tapped into the connect. Ants, they do what they supposed to do. My pop had told me, he had said that the geese, I had to, if anybody know about it, you know, hit that like and subscribe as well for the algorithm. If anybody know, let me know in the comment. But that geese, when you see geese in twos, that's their life partner, right? They travel, you know, they always with their mate, like that's their life partner. I heard that, but that just goes back to the, you know, the connect comment. You know, you have to know. We have free will. That doesn't mean necessarily that we're supposed to have these choices or options, right? These things know exactly what they're supposed to do. You look at the birds, you look at the ant, they know what they're supposed to do. They know what they're supposed to, because they connected. They don't have that, it's not chaotic like that. It's a hierarchy, and they purpose driven. And, you know, the only thing that matters is, you know, food and shelter. They tapped in. The ego is how you dress it up. You know, the cars, the clothes, the women and lifestyle, and you know, things like that, right? Making decisions with the body versus the mind. Okay? The mind doesn't belong to the body belongs to the mind. And you can dress it up any way you want to. You know, that applies to your religions and all that. You know, if you really, you just gotta be mindful of it. A little quick, yeah, man. But that was the thought, man. The ego, everybody has it, but you gotta be mindful of it. You gotta be mindful of it, and you use the controller. The controller is the mind. That's how you manifest. You know, this is fruition. I say we made it because we made it. And we ain't have to be here, you know. I was appointed to this, you know, and that was the word. But look, man, I hope y'all have a truly wonderful, great everything. Peace.